Hello, M. Solomon. Welcome back. Let's start with the second leg of a presentation regarding installment sales. We're moving it over to linked transactions. We're going to make a couple of assumptions here now. We have a borrower in default with a mortgage statement showing an outstanding principal balance of $618,00581 and a interest-bearing principal account of $618,00581 in accounting. We sometimes call those contra accounts. They're mirror balances, and what we're making is an assumption of a 4.224 weighted average coupon on each of these. That would work out to just about 26,106.36 payment, 26,106.36 payment. Not far off the weighted average of what the borrower's consumer was being asked to pay while she was current and then thereafter in subsequent statements. Let's keep moving. So if we're going to assume 26,106.36 as a payment and factor that at 4.224% on two balances, we're going to have to make some time assumptions. We're making a time assumption of 5.62 years concurrently running. In sentencing, a concurrent sentence is not good. That says you're going to serve 5 and 5 concurrently. Concurrently would be good, I beg your pardon. Subsequent would not be good. So if you're serving 5.62 and 5.62 years of subsequent sentences, you've got a problem. These are subsequent sentences or subsequent terms. 2/1/21 backdated 5.62 years would take us to 7/21/15, and 5.61 years, that's the reason for that, would be 1/7/2010. Department of Treasury has you adjust 7 days, and that would tie us out at 12/31/09. That's right on track with the last payment borrower made. So we continue with our investigative analysis. Let's recap. 5.62 years based on a payment of $26,106 a year, based on 4.22%. Okay, that would take us from 2/21. Both loans running one after another would take you from 2/1/21, right beginning of this year where the foreclosure resumed, all the way back to 12/31/09, which would be right around the timing for the last payment due. What's interesting is 5.62 years at that annual payment equals 146.6. 5.61 payments at that payment, 5.61 years at that annual payment would equal 146,575. So what do we mean when we say linking the statements to the accounting and the accounting to the settlement date? I'll show you. We're going to do a mortgage balance sheet, which we now are tying out to the previous presentation. The foreclosing party shows a note of 586.3, outstanding balance of 618,005, interest-bearing principal 618,005, and demand for payoff 881,650. Are those our numbers? No, not one of those numbers are our numbers. Are these dates ours? We calculated them, but we didn't give them. We didn't create them. They gave them to us. Okay, so the question is, what is the 618 and 618.05 representing as these two balances? You didn't get in bed with your lender to have two loans or write off one against the other. You just got one mortgage, right? Well, in this case, the two balances are being written off by the 146 and 146,575. Where'd that come from? That came from totaling up these numbers. So when we total up the foreclosing party or servicing agent's numbers, we have just almost exactly enough to cover the deposit, which the borrower paid, and then the adjusted down payment, which the borrower paid, and that leaves a subsequent payment, which would be $21,755.53. Under the installment sale method, one payment must be made after the year of the sale. That's the installment sale method. So it looks to me like what they did with the closing was have the borrower walk into a trap. And that trap was to take the 146.6, which was the original down payment, adjusted at 146,575, spread those out against two contra accounts, mirror balances, for a total of 5.62 years that run subsequent to one another. And then that would leave one payment left, which pretty much is the nail in the coffin for verifying the installment sale method of accounting.